Okay, sorry guys. I was interrupted. I'm going to try my best to wait for you guys to get back in the room before I continue on with my endeavor about this Taurus. I know it's kind of long, but it's a hell of a story. Whenever y'all come back around. Can you give me a light, please, Sabrina? This is better than any phone conversation I could have had by far. I hope he watching this shit, his toxic ass. Like, this bitch talking about me and everything. Now I'm telling your business, nigga. Oh, shit. Okay, so, Alright, I'm waiting for some people to come back in. Everybody come back in, have a seat. Alright, so I'll get back to it. So, I'm sitting at the edge of the bed and he's telling me, you know, what is going on between him and his female, and he's telling me that, you know, their severity of their situation, and, you know, he's also opening up to me about a lot of other shit. So I'm like, you know, okay, what's it gonna be? And he's like, what do you mean what's it gonna be? She's very close to my son, so I can't cut ties with her completely. You know, that's just somebody that's just there. And I'm like, I don't like that. Okay, I don't like that, so I'm going to fall back. And when I say he was fixated on that situation for a while, he was fixated on that for a while. He kept going back and forth, and I mean, I don't know what the fuck the situation was, but he kept going back to that shit for a while. It ruined the whole vibe between us. We were never the same after that, ever. Okay, ever. And I feel like the biggest problem with him was the fact that we discussed his personal business at that table. He never, after that, him telling his personal business to me never existed again. Never. He never, when I would ask him like questions trying to get him to open up, never did it. I would, you know, start to tell him shit that I was going through, never did it. So I said, you know what? Maybe he's not opening up because he was still dealing with her. So I shut down. I said, you know what? I don't want to be the third party that knows about the bitch and stays. So let me, you know, get on my shit and leave. See, but the whole time, my Pisces friend had never even told me that they weren't talking anymore. My Pisces friend tried to like leave it up in the air. Like, oh, you know, whatever. I don't want to get into her side, but I'll get into her side when I start talking about Pisces females. But so one day because I was still going back and forth with him on dating. We were still hooking up. You know, I was still seeing him casually every now and then, but we never got close like how we were when I first met him. And I figured that it was because he was still dealing with her, so I treated him like such. And then one day I was having a conversation with the Aries, which is the Pisces aunt, and she was like, they're not messing around anymore at all. Like, and I'm like, then I felt like a fucking dickhead because I had been treating him like shit. When I mean I was treating him like shit, I was blocking him and cursing him out, and he wasn't even doing nothing at that time, because there had came a time where he was actually trying to like come back and actually do shit. He still wanted to see me on a regular basis, and I would be like, no, I'm not no side bitch. And it wasn't even about him having a side bitch. He wasn't with the other bitch. He wasn't even beat for the other bitch no more. But I was pushing him away thinking that he was still talking to her, and he wasn't. So when I finally got word that he wasn't talking to her, I tried to, you know, get it back. Ugh. The worst thing you could do is try to get a Taurus back when they done already made their mind up that they done with your ass, because they're stubborn. So let's just say, you know, he's done with me, or he's turned off by me, but the sex is good, so he wants to keep fucking you. He's gonna fuck you when he feels like it. But any other bitch that he meets from that point on comes first. So you fall last. Mind you, my feelings had never changed. I was still like into him no matter what the fuck happened. I still liked him. But he was over it. And I was trying to get it back at that point. So the roles had reversed. I had went from being the one to be chased to the one doing the chasing, and still to this day that's kind of how it is, because what I didn't realize at that time was he had already made a choice. You know, after the girl who was with him for 7 months found out about me, he was still seeing me, and he had stopped talking to her completely. I didn't know that, but he did. He had already made a choice. I didn't know that I was the choice that he made, and I pushed him away. So I didn't necessarily lose out on something bad. I don't want to say I necessarily... Look where my keys at, bitch. Right there. Oh. All right, good night. I didn't necessarily, you know, want to say that I had missed out on a good thing, because he had his issues or whatever. He wasn't perfect, but I feel like if I wouldn't have never even found out about the fucking girl, it would have been something completely different than what it was now, because we were actually pretty fucking cool. Let aside from her, okay? It was it was her. And then when the story got deeper and he started telling me, you know, what was going on, it was like, bitch, why you ain't say this in the first place? If you would have just told me what was going on between you and her in the first place, you know, I could have been a little bit more easygoing. We could have did a little bit more. We could have did a lot better. And now he done lost interest, and I'm just sitting here like, well... What'd you say? But and see, this is the thing about that. I won't say that he wasn't trying to take it to the next level, because the next level was meeting his family and shit, and I was already there. Tauruses move fast. When they like you, they like you. I was already there, and had I not gone through what I had went through with her, I would have still been at the house. I was already around the kid. It was to the point where he was driving me home with his son in the car. We were already getting comfortable. That was a major setback. It was him closing off because he didn't feel comfortable anymore. And when they lose the comfortability with you, whether it be your fault or theirs, you're not getting that back that easy. You see what I'm saying? It put me at a standstill, or it turned him off completely, because it was like, now I can't trust you. And I can't really go into all of what, you know, his life entailed, but he already doesn't trust based off what happened to him in the past. So it was almost triggering for him. And it didn't just trigger him for me, it triggered him with her too. Because it's like, I trusted the both of y'all. Me and her were on 2 different time frames. She was before me. So she was sitting at the table talking about him in the past, and I'm sitting up here talking about him, and it's the future. So it's like, bitch, both of y'all bitches ain't shit. I can't trust y'all, and I couldn't trust the bitch before y'all. Ain't none of y'all bitches shit. So I'm not saying that, you know, again, this is Gemini's being fucking understanding, but I get it. I get it. I get it. And I still get it. And that's probably why I still, like, even though we probably will never be the same per se, I still understand him completely. And I still talk to him. We ain't cool. We ain't the best of friends. But I'll take baby steps with him, because he's not a terrible fucking person. He's not. just a little insecure based off of what he's been through. And I get that. And I'm okay with that. And if we're just friends, just like how I am with the other Taurus, I will help him work through that because he has been traumatized. Remember, I told you I've heard the shit that he's went through. So I know what he's went through. I know. And I feel like he's a little bit more traumatized than he even knows that he is, because his soul is traumatized. But that is my experience with Taurus. Stay tuned for Gemini and Cancer in the next coming days, because this was draining. My third eye is like, yeah. I hope you guys liked it. Bye.